I don't know your life intimately, but I can assume it based on how you speak and what you say. And then, Bob, I know you very well, is that the current age, the current culture, and as you describe it in the book, John, Disciples of the Internet, has a dramatic effect. And in some ways, I feel like we're nuancing some of the effects that have come from this discipleship to the internet, whereby, like you said, John, if a box check works, I got my boost of dopamine, I got my hit. It took an hour. I wish it could have been shorter, but I went and I went to church and got my box check, swipe now on to the rest of my life. And then there's this battle that begins with discipleship to something other than what the internet promotes. And I love the accessibility, John, with how you say it. It's just one of the great gifts I've experienced with you over the years has been your capacity to take something very dense, like a Charles Taylor, who's a philosopher that writes about the modern age. I mean, he writes 700-page books on these things that are very hard to understand. And you come up with the phrase disciples of the internet. And I go, yeah, that's what Charles Taylor's saying, basically. So break down for us, what is the discipleship or being a disciple of the internet? What is it? But maybe most importantly, how can I do a quick self-assessment to know, oops, oh, here it is. Here's where it's gotten into.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to think of what's the entrance into this beautiful part. If we believe, as we were just discussing, that the soul is healed through union with Christ, then those things that pull you out of union with Christ would consider to be hostile to your well-being, to your marriage, your kids, your flourishing. Yeah, yes, your joy in God, right? Okay. The soul is healed through union with Christ, and that's why we practice the things that we do. The liturgy, the sacraments, all of it. We do that because they restore and heal and nourish and deepen our union with Christ, his participation with Christ. Okay. The internet is diabolically effective at destroying our union with Christ because it goes like this, gang. You are a disciple of the system that tutors you, where you turn on a daily basis for guidance on living. And so for all of us, that makes us disciples of the internet, whether we don't like that. People push back on that. You say, no, I'm a disciple of Christ. You go, well, I just want you to compare how many times you Google something to how many times you turn to Christ. Right. Okay. And I'm not dissing the internet. Like, the internet has saved people's lives. Are you kidding me? People, having sudden medical symptoms and they Google, they say, oh, you're supposed to go to the ER right now.
Right.
And the internet has helped parents with children with unique learning disabilities, all kinds of stuff. Like, it's been enormously helpful. However, what we're learning now about the effects, Nicholas Carr's book, The Shallows, he almost won the Pulitzer for it, describing the neurological effects of the internet. It is destroying your attention span. It is making you a highly impatient person because, oh my goodness gracious, you Google something and you get 3 million results in less than a second. Okay, now why is that a problem? People are like, yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I love that. Because I'm in a hurry, by the way.
Right.
Okay. The problem is this, is that your soul, I want to say this, the world that you live in right now is literally conditioning your soul against intimacy with God. It's conditioning you against it. It's not a neutral thing. Well, you go, oh, we'll just spend a little bit more time in your scripture study. No. The collective momentum of this current cultural moment, which includes your phone, the internet, but also the pace of life, the amount of media you consume, the amount of distraction that you live with, it is conditioning your soul against the rescue that we were just describing for the previous 10 minutes, right? the recreation of all things through Jesus Christ. Why is it doing that? Why is it conditioning your soul against the experience of God? Well, for one thing, all of the saints of ages past would have told you that learning to linger in the presence of God is absolutely essential for us. Well, you're conditioned against it. Like, people have a hard time pausing and praying for more than 60 seconds. They just, right. Or they're distracted while they're doing it. I mean, they may make their way through the rosary, but they're totally distracted the whole time they're doing it.
Yeah. Yep.
They're thinking about dinner and, that cool thing they want to buy, all that kind of stuff. Well, you have been conditioned to it. So we're talking about Thomas Merton in his book on the Desert Fathers said, the world is a shipwreck from which every human soul has to swim for their life. If we saw it like that, we would more judiciously use the internet, our phones, our screens. We would see it as, this is helpful, but it is conditioning me. And I don't like the way it's conditioning me. It conditions you against the love of mystery. As another example, right? Yeah, because on the internet, if there's mystery, that means cover up.
So true.
We got to get to the bottom of this. If you
Right,
get to the bottom of it, somebody's hiding something. They go, again, the saints would go, what are you talking about? Like, mystery's wonderful. Mystery's good. Like, you're made to swim in it. So these are ways in which the discipleship to the internet, which is every single human soul who has access to technology, anywhere in the world, you're a disciple at this point, is hardening your soul to the experience of God. And for many people, this is absolutely heartbreaking because they didn't connect the two. But the heartbreaking part is they want God. They want to experience Jesus. They want some of the beautiful encounters, that John of the Cross or that Teresa of Avila would tell you about. That they want that. I want visions of Christ. I want the intimacy. Please, yes. They think it's their fault that they're having a hard time with that. And I'm here to tell you, no, it's what your world has done to you. Your world has conditioned your soul against the rich experience of Jesus Christ. So let's do two things. Let's get out of the shipwreck as best we can, and then let's learn again how to experience God.